Hello and welcome to Rule of Three's video review for Dark Souls 2, a action adventure game from FromSoft. So this is the technically third game in the Souls franchise, with Demon Souls being the original and then Dark Souls. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge fan of the Souls series, as it is the game that gives me a challenge, and I always like a challenge in the fact that it allows me to, kind of live out the old school gaming a little bit with the hardcore. There's always a bonus, and Dark Souls 2 is no exception to the previous ones. It is still harder than hell, and it is by far, I think this is definitely the best in the series, which is good. It's gotten better and better, and Dark Souls 2 is an improvement on Dark Souls 1.
Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
So Dark Souls 2's title is a little bit misleading. While the area you're in is the same world and the lore is the same, it's not quite a true spiritual successor story-wise. You still are someone who is cursed with a mark that basically turns them undead, and you're going to try to find a way to lift that curse, and that's really all the story there is. You go to different areas in the game to, find the souls that will allow you to, find a way to return back to normal and lift the curse on both you and this land. But other than that, that's pretty much the story. There's a lot of lore going that you kind of find out throughout, just by looking around. So story-wise, for what little they have, I always enjoy the lore side and kind of the world and then the environment that they have the games in. But it's, once again, both games I reviewed this week just weren't heavy story games. And Dark Souls 2, like I said, I did enjoy, the story that's in it. I still think, like I said, really good lore, but it's not the strongest point in this game.
It's an effigy.
So gameplay-wise, it hasn't changed pretty much at all from Dark Souls 1 for the most part. You still have, different weapons that you have to have the stats that you need to equip them. You get stats by leveling up. You level up by collecting souls and talking to a lady in the main hub, and then you put those every time you level up, you get a stat point. You put it in and level up your character that way. There are a couple new stats that allow for more of a custom, I guess more of a speed-based build and dodge build versus Dark Souls 1, where you really only had, there was the quicker damaging side, but you didn't have like a specific one that was like dodge, and knockback resistance. And that's the way I was playing this one. I was trying to go for, I always play a dex character because I like using a bow for long distance, and then I sword and more the rest with like a curved sword. But anyway, the game's hard. There are ways to increase the difficulty, believe it or not. Whenever you die, this is one of the biggest changes I noticed, is when you die in the original, you go straight to, the 50% health debuff, and you're dead. The way Dark Souls 2 works is the more you die, the more you hollow. So the first time you die, you have about 90% health, and then you go down to 80, and then 60, and then 50, and you stay at 50 for the rest until you revive. And there's a couple ways to revive. You either find human effigies and you use that and that'll bring you back to life, or you put down a mark on the floor, someone summons you to their world, and you help them out. And even if you lose, you have a chance of coming back to life. But the act of helping other people with their bosses and levels has a chance of bringing you back to life, which is, I think, a better thing than Dark Souls 1, where I pretty much played it by myself and then I invaded other people's, but I didn't really see co-op happening as much as it is as in Dark Souls 2. I found it to be a little bit more of an important thing, which is good, because I always like it's co-op, but you always still kind of feel alone with the ghost playing around. Bloodstains are back. If you played the previous one, we can see how people have died and kind of get an idea what you're going into. Yeah, the game itself is, like I said, it's hard. It hasn't changed much. It's really fun. However, if you're new to the Soul series, it's unforgiving, and it might turn you off just how hard these games are. So if you're not looking for a game that's going to push you and make you rage quit probably once or twice every now and then, you're not gonna like the Soul series. because when you die, you lose all your experience points you had on you, and unless you can get back to that point. If you don't, you lose all that XP, which kind of sucks, and that's happened a couple times to me, and it always sucks, but it's how the Souls game plays. Now, another big difference from Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 2 is respawns. It used to be you go to a bonfire, all the enemies respawn. In Dark Souls 2, that's changed a bit to prevent farming. Instead, you can kill enemies up to 15, some enemies up to 15 times, some only one. But most of them are up to 15 times. After that, they will not respawn at all. And I have mixed feelings on this, because on one part, you know, I do the same run 15 times and that area is clear, and then I have a straight, you know, route to the next area or boss. Versus, you know, if they just respawn, not giving me any XP, which I thought would have been, you know, definitely made the game harder, and I think that would have been the better route to go. But it does prevent farming and forces you to move on through the harder areas instead of being able to farm until you think you can get through the next area without as much difficulty. But on the whole, Dark Souls gameplay is awesome. I love it. It's still fun. So Dark Souls 2 builds up what Demon Souls and Dark Souls has already had in place and just makes it better. Once again, it's very unforgiving. If you're new to the series, just be wary of that. It's not a game for the lighthearted, but its hardcore side stays intact, and the lore and everything is pretty solid, and I can't wait for the next Dark Souls game or whatever Souls game is next. I gave Dark Souls 2 a buy rating, and yeah, so hopefully if you're into the, you know, into the Souls series, just want a challenge, go play Dark Souls 2. Next week will be Metal Gear Solid Ground Zero 2. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to like, subscribe, like us on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening, everybody, and always remember to trust in the rule of 3.